think that's a wrap. Alright. Show off. If that is a police officer behind me, I'm gonna freak out. Freaking cars. Oh my gosh, I got a bug in my eye, you guys. I have a bug in my eye. Hey, welcome back to Jackie's Moto Garage. I know that we kind of teased you guys with just showing the video of us purchasing the Triumph, but we haven't actually taken it on the road since then. So today, I thought it would be cool if I hopped on the bike and took it around the cul-de-sac just a little bit. I know my limitations as a rider. I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning, and I haven't been on a heavy bike like this yet. It's going to be a little different than the DRZ. We're going to see how it goes, and I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to take it really easy. And then at the end of the video, I'll give you my beginner's perspective on this beautiful Triumph Thruxton. So John has given me the challenge of riding this bike off of the curb. He will not take it off of the curb for me. And I could just walk it off, but I'm going to try to ride it off.
Challenge accepted.
Always have your helmet. Here we go, my first ride on the Triumph Thruxton 900. Hope it's a good one. Alright, key is over here, which is different than the other ones I've been riding. So it's heavier than the DRZ, for sure. But it's not too bad. Alright. The clutch feels pretty good. Alright, I think that's a wrap. Alright, I'm really nervous. It's not too bad when I stop. I can flat foot. Let's see, put it in first, up for neutral. There's the cool horn. Wow, this is so fun. This is such a cool ride, guys. This is so relaxing. Just, ride around the sidewalk. Again, I don't want to push anything with this bike because I've been riding smaller bikes as of late. I haven't been on a big heavy bike like this in quite some time, and when I had been on bikes like this in the past, it was always just kind of doing the same thing. I never really rode them around. I think I maybe took one out of the cul-de-sac and came back. John's probably like, why is taking this girl so long? Just kidding, he's patient with me. He knows what's up.
Now the only reason I challenge Jackie to something like riding down the curb is because I know if she doesn't feel comfortable, she's not going to push herself. She'll just tell me, hey, I don't feel comfortable.
Maybe I'm going to get this thing off the dang curb because this curb is driving me nuts. But I'm going to turn it off to do that because I'm not quite comfortable riding it off the curb yet.
Now you do know once you learn how to ride, you're going to have to learn to take it off the curb though.
I will take it off the curb once I know how to ride. I mean, how crazy would it be if I dropped it off the curb my first time? Now I just have a straight line and not this curb that I need to follow around. This will be easier. This bike makes me a lot more nervous than the other ones did. I don't know if it's just those ones have been down and beat the heck up that I don't really worry about them. But I don't want to mess this one up. And it's a lot more powerful. Alright, here we go. Just had to get a little bit more comfortable, more confident with that, with the starting. But I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough to turn at this tight of a turn. So I'm gonna be super cool and I'm gonna walk it around. I'm a little nervous to do this turn as my first turn.
Well, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea for you to practice doing this. So you can kind of see the turning radius and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
the bike, when you're up walking it, it is not super heavy. The key is just, you know, keep it upright, don't let it turn on that side.
Ugh, this thing's heavy. I don't like doing this. It's like, it feels like I'm gonna drop it.
Part of getting acquainted with the motorcycle, you know?
This is how the cool kids ride their bikes. Their motorcycles. They push them around in circles. Don't even turn them on.
How's that feel?
Heavy. Let's go down the cul-de-sac and see if I can make this wide turn. No guarantees. I might just turn it off again and walk it around. Here comes my cameraman. Cheapest cameraman I could find. Hello, I'm a neutral still. Alright. Woo! Just going real slow. Let's see if I can make this turn. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I really shouldn't be that nervous because I've been riding the DRZ around. I mean, I'm not going to push anything, but I've been doing these turns. I think I'm just in my head too much. I can do this. I feel like I'm just putting I'm putting limitations on myself when I really shouldn't be. I should be comfortable enough to just ride this, 10 miles, 12 miles an hour up and down the street. I should not be nervous about that. I mean, I should keep myself in check for sure, but I shouldn't be like killing myself over this. All right.
How'd that feel?
Good.
It's not too bad once you're moving on.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. It's just gotta get a feel for this. All this stuff, this throttle. Not freak out. Remember my brake and my clutch. Oh my gosh, okay. This cul-de-sac isn't as big, but I'm doing okay. A little jumpy. But let's go back to the cul-de-sac. And there's my first stall on the Triumph. You were here for it. You witnessed that. Means that I'm learning. Means that I'm trying. Okay, I got up to almost 20 miles an hour. Gonna do this turn into the cul-de-sac. Try not to run into John. This bike, even though it's a more aggressive stance, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I can feel it more on my wrist, but I'm probably just really tense as well. I know I'm more tense than I would be riding the other bike, so that probably makes a difference too. But I'll probably just stop this little beauty right here and call it good. So this is the impression of a very beginner rider and not an experienced rider. Experienced rider, I'm sure, would have a blast on this bike, but as a beginner, I'm so nervous that I'm very tense on this bike, and that I get too much in my head riding this. I feel like I already had it set in my mind, like, oh, this is gonna be really hard, this is gonna be tough, this is unlike any bike that I've ever ridden, which is true, it's different, but I feel like the fact that I was in my head so much made it a little more difficult to ride. Once I was going around the cul-de-sac that first time, it was a lot easier, and I was trying to get out of my head. But going out of the cul-de-sac, I could feel it. I gave it a little too much gas at one point, so I kind of jumped, and then it was a little jumpy, and all of that made me nervous. So I'm not going to be riding this around anytime soon. It's fun to go up and down the cul-de-sac to try to get the feel for it some more. But for now, I'm going to be sticking with the DRZ primarily, maybe the Grom. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, I'm just way too nervous to be riding this right now. So comparing this to the DRZ, which I have been riding, what makes this one a little bit different is the stance is a little more aggressive. I'm leaning down more. I've got more pressure on my wrists. But I think most of the pressure was just me being very tense, to be honest. This one is heavier for sure, which makes it a little more awkward steering and turning, as opposed to the DRZ where you're just moving around like this. I could tell letting out the clutch that this wants to go fast sooner. It wants to get going. So it's a lot more powerful than the DRZ, a lot more power than I'm used to riding, which all of those things combined make for a nervous beginner rider. And so I can tell at this point where I am with my experience, I'm not gonna have a lot of fun riding this around. I need to get more comfortable with the basics. I need to ride the other bikes a little bit more and get those dialed in. So I can tell that with time that I'll be a little bit more comfortable riding this bike. It's not outside my realm of something that I'd be able to ride, but I just want to get a little bit more practice right now. I want to get a little bit more comfortable riding motorcycles in general. And so for now, I'm going to park this beauty in the garage and take out the beat up DRZ, the tried and true Supermoto, and give that a go. So thanks for joining me on my first ride on the Triumph. It was a little bit scary, but it was fun. If you like what you see here, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. What was the scariest bike that you've ever ridden? And I'll catch you on the next one.